Hey YouTube, this is Yanali23 coming back with a vlog. And guess what, guys? Today we're going to talk about my creepy catfish story. Yeah, kind of creepy, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna do from now on a reminisce video, probably about once a month. And today's reminisce video is going to be about my creepy catfish story when I was 16 years old. Okay, so boom. It all started back when I was 16, and my mom, she would never let me out the house. Like, I literally was always stuck in the house 24/7. So, I don't know if you guys, what you guys were doing back in 2000, and I say two. I think I was 16 then. I was on a chat line. It was called The Loop. Anybody from New York, New Jersey would know what I'm talking about. By the way, I'm repping my New York City snapback. Woohoo! Anyway, it was called The Loop, and I was really big on it, like I said, because my mom, she would never let me go anywhere or do anything. So I was stuck in the house 24/7. So I started talking to this guy on there, and he seemed fairly sweet. Like, something about him drew him to me. Like, I don't know if it was his voice or something, but we had a lot of chemistry. I think it must have been his voice. And at that time, he said he was living in Piscataway, and I was with my mom. So I think I was in New Brunswick, New Jersey at the time. So I was talking to him, and the first time I was I was really scared to talk to people over the phone or meet people in person. So he kept stressing the issue in the beginning, like, yeah, let's meet up or whatever. You sound so pretty on the phone. And guys, I have a confession. Shh, can you believe it? Between me and you, do you know I used to steal my pictures? Can you believe it? This was like, okay, now it wasn't because I didn't think I was attractive, because, I do think I'm hot stuff, but it wasn't because of that. I used to steal pictures because I was a young girl, and I was talking to these men that I had no idea how they looked like, and it was over the phone. It wasn't even the age of text messaging and all these Instagram and Twitters, and Facebook was barely popping then. I think there was MySpace, but even then, people were still reluctant to put their pictures on the net. So I had one of my friends who was really cute little Spanish girl, and yes, I would pose as if I was her. So I would send pictures through text messages to him. No, I lie. I don't think I sent them to him. I don't think he's seen any pictures of me, and I didn't see any pictures of him. But anyway, we had really good conversation. He was asking me to meet, and I was still a young girl, and I was still scared about guys online. So I was like, you know what? Nah, I don't think I want to meet you. Like, you might be a crazy older guy that wants to kill me or something. That's what I thought. But a couple months passed, whatever. And then I started to fall in love, or I thought I was falling in love. So finally, he was like, yeah, I think I'm in your area in New Brunswick, and if you just want to stop by and say hello, we don't even have to really talk. I just want to see your face or whatever, right? So he was like, meet me at the coffee shop up the street. I think I was in downtown New Brunswick at the time. So he told me, meet me at the coffee shop, I think the Starbucks down the street, and he'll be there, and tell him what I'm wearing. So I tell him what I'm wearing or whatever, and I tell him where I'm at the coffee shop, and I waited for like 3 hours for him to come. And I was a young girl, so I was super excited, and I was like, oh, maybe he forgot. And then he stopped answering the phone. In the midst of me calling him, he stopped answering the phone. So, like, literally 5 minutes ago, he was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be there. I think I see you in the red shirt and the white pants and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, well, he has to be here because he sees me. And then all of a sudden, his phone starts going to voicemail. So I'm like, why is your phone going to voicemail all of a sudden? But me being dumb and love-struck and in love with this guy I never met, I never saw, I never anything, putting myself out there. I didn't even go with a friend, and it was at night. So I put myself in a really, like, scary situation, which it could have really turned out to be really bad. But by the graces of God, I am still here, and nothing bad happened that night. So I was like, I'm never talking to this guy. He sucks. He left me stranded, blah, 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 blah. Still a young-minded little girl or whatever. So he calls me a couple days later, and I'm just, like, putty in his hands. Like, I don't know if it was his voice or what about him, like, really had me, I don't know. But he told me that he got into an accident, or was it he got stopped by the cops? Either one. And I couldn't say he was lying, you know. Those are possibilities. I think he used the I got stopped by the cops one. And I could honestly say around that time there were cops like all over the neighborhood like patrolling. So I said maybe he went, something happened, he went to go park or something and something happened. So we decided to meet once again. Finally, this time he actually came through. And before he came, I asked him, I said, so tell me about yourself. Tell me, you know, how do you look? So if I was to see you, I would know you, right? You know, so it won't be awkward because we were going to meet up in the mall. So he tells me, he's like, I'm 6 foot, I'm light brown, built like a basketball player. I always have the newest Jordans on. And I was building up this guy in my head to be this beautiful, pretty boy, cute, whatever, whatever. And he hadn't seen any pictures of me. Like I said, at that time, I had stolen my friend's pictures. Yes, sue me. Stake to the heart, whatever. But I was stealing pictures at that time. So he hadn't seen any pictures, but I knew I was a cute girl. So I was like, you know, if he doesn't accept me for me, like, and at that time, every girl on the chat line was 5'5" with brown eyes. And I'm 5'6", and I do have brown eyes. But anyway, long story short, we were supposed to meet at the store in the mall, and I seen him. He told me what he was going to be wearing, whatever, and I was at the entrance. And he came up to me, and this guy had to be all of 45 years old, looked like he had a wife and kids, hadn't wino, alcoholic, hadn't shaved, hadn't taken a shower. Like, he looked like somebody's dirty old daddy. And the funny thing is, his voice was so mature. I guess I should have known, but I was fooled, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if I was stuck on his voice or what it was that made me catch feelings for this guy. But long story short, I seen him, and he was nothing like he said he was going to be. And it was awkward because he came up to me and he gave me a hug, and he smelled so bad and he was so dirty. And everybody was looking at me like, why is this 45-year-old man hugging on this 16-year-old girl? So I stopped, and then at the other thing too is I had got dropped off at the mall, and I needed a ride home. My friend was gonna pick me up after we, you know, had our little date. Had he been the person who he said he was, because I thought he was gonna be this handsome guy. We're gonna go have a nice time at the mall, and she was gonna pick me up. But she was too far out, and I was like, I needed to go home. So he offered to drive me home, and like an idiot, yes, I got in the car with him. And the whole time we were in the car, he was just telling me how cute I was and how I look so much older than 16 and all this nonsense, and rubbing on me like, thank God that on the way of him taking me to the mall, I saw my friend passing by in the other direction, and like I started screaming her name, and she heard me and she stopped the car. So he was like, oh, do you sure you want to go with your friend? And I'm like, listen, guy, like, I'm not trying to end up behind of a milk carton, okay? So he stopped the car in the middle of the highway, and not the middle of the highway, but the middle of the road, and I got out and I ran in my friend's car. And I think that saved my life. Like, honestly, guys, this is 2013. I feel like there's no reason for there to be catfish anything, because there's webcams, Skype, freaking whatever. Like, everybody has a phone, camera on their phone. So anybody tells you that they don't have a camera is lying. Like, seriously. And second of all, like, don't believe the hype. Honestly, be safe. I really want to tell young girls out there, be safe and be careful, and don't believe nothing. Like I would say 75% of what you read on the internet or what you see, because people tend to be who they want to be or who they want you to think they are on the internet, or perceive them to be, and not who they truly are. You know, and they can say anything to you for you to catch feelings. Honestly, with women, I feel like if you just say the right things, like Prince Charming, she's going to be putty in your hands. Like, guys, on the other hand, they fall for a pretty face or these pictures of these women who they think are goddesses and are just so fly, like myself. But, you know, they think are so fly, and then they meet them, and then they're like, why is she, like, But anyway, I just made this video to tell you about my creepy catfish story. Everybody has a catfish story, but yeah, and for you girls to be safe out there, don't believe the hype. Make sure if you do meet the guy, make sure it's in a safe place, in bright light, and that if somebody has your information or his license plate or some kind of information, just don't believe it. You young girls out there, like, stick to meeting guys in the mall or like guys at your school. Like, you don't need to meet these guys and believe these lies and stuff like that. I know sometimes it's easy to get consumed in the lies or the handsome voice, but it's not worth it. But I just wanted to come and tell you guys about my creepy catfish story and show off my New York City fitted. But anyway, guys, love you, rate, comment, and subscribe.